Okay, it says we're live, but no one's on yet, so we'll see. Things have been working lately, so I'm going to assume we're good. But I want to make sure. Amy is on. Hi, Amy. Hi, guys. Welcome to Friday Fundamentals. We're going to do some things today with some washes. We're going to have a little bit of a chat. I wanted to tell Pam, if she's on, I got your message as I was going live, and I appreciate what you said and what you did. You know what I mean. Okay, so you guys, happy 4th of July weekend. Hi, Linda. Just some real quick things, and then we'll get on. Hi, Danelle. So just want to give you guys a heads up that this is the last. We have 2 more days, 2 more sleeps until clinic registration closes. So if you guys wanted to be in the beginner's clinic this time, I put the link up there. Classes start on July 6th. Remember, this isn't something you have to be at specific times. I know that you're busy, and because I'm busy too, so it's pretty much designed to go at your own pace, and I'll just be there whenever you need me. Wanted to also let you guys know that Redesign is allowing us to have a 4th of July sale this weekend. Again, the link is up there. Up to 20% off of select designs. So you always know that anything that's been a new release, we're not going to be able to put on sale. They don't allow that. But everything else I have on sale. So check it out. I just got a huge order. Got it all in. So you're going to see a lot of things on there. Hi, Kim. You're going to see a lot of things on there that I haven't had in stock for a while. And then I had let you know before that pricing on the $27 transfers is going up. It's mandatory for us to do so. And it makes sense. I mean, everybody else has raised their prices on things. Gas is skyrocketing. You know, they have them delivered in. It makes sense. And they waited as long as they could. So luckily, nothing else is going up. So if you want to stock up now, they're up there, the link. Okay, so let's talk, you guys, about doing a wash. Now, this is a viewer request, and I will do whatever you guys request. So if there's any time that you guys are wanting to know something, maybe how to do something, or you have questions, you can always ask me, and I will always do a Friday Fundamentals on it if I can. So I've had people ask me, what is the difference between like glazing and waxing with colored waxes or a wash? Hi, Pam. I don't know if you heard before, but I thanked you for your message and that comment. So you know what I'm saying. So what's the difference? Honestly, you guys, they all pretty much do the same thing. Here's how I use them. I don't ever use waxes unless they're like gilding waxes on like raised details or edges or whatever. I'm more of a top coat and glaze girl. So I use a glaze for when there's carved details or I want like that shading around the edges, that kind of thing. If I want an all over kind of toning or a wash, I'll just use a wash. So I'm going to show you guys how I do it. Guys, there's so many different right ways to do things. Don't get me wrong, there's lots of wrong ways, but you may have watched somebody else do this. Maybe they do it different. I don't know, but this is how I do it. So I'm going to do it a couple of ways because I want to show you something. I just took these boards and I painted them in manatee gray. And my manatee gray was getting goopy and old, so I put it in a little container. But it's manatee gray. Now, neither of these are sealed right now. I like to seal before I do glaze. I like to seal before I do wax. Really because chalky type paint is really porous and it's going to grab on to whatever you put on it. I like to be able to control how much color I'm getting when I'm doing a wash or a glaze, both. The first time I ever glazed, and you guys have probably heard me say this, but for anybody new, let me tell you, it was a nightmare. So I get out this Van Dyke Brown glaze, and I'm thinking I'm pretty hot. Like, this was a long time ago. It was the first time I glazed, and I'm thinking, you know what, I can do this. So I get out this glaze, and I put it on a white dresser, bright white, like cotton white, with no top coat between. So I go to wipe it back, and it's not wiping off. And now I have this piece that is like muddy, and I mean, it looks like somebody smeared mud all over it or something else. And I'm panicking, right? Because it was white. It was perfect. It was beautiful. And I'm trying to scrub it off. And friends, it's not coming off. That paint just sucked it right up, and it's not coming off. So always, always top coat before you glaze if you're using a chalky paint. So I'm just going to real quick, and then I'm going to tilt the camera down, but I am going to top coat this one because I didn't do it before I went live. But that's okay, because I'm just going to top coat it, and then I'm going to set it aside, and it'll dry. It's nice and it's warm here today. I thought it was actually going to rain earlier, believe it or not. I live right by the ocean, and we get a lot of fog, like low clouds and stuff. And sometimes in the mornings, the fog is raining. It's not rain, but it's just kind of misting all over. So that's the way it was earlier, and it was cold, and now it's really hot outside. Well, really hot for our standards. Okay, so I'm just top coating this with satin clear coat. Okay, satin clear coat, you guys, listen, clear coats. I know we're not talking about them right now, but just get them on and leave them alone. Let them do its thing. If you miss a spot, leave it. You'll get it on the second try. So you guys can see I use this a lot. I'm going to have to open another one soon. So that's that, and I'm just going to spray this brush so it doesn't get too hard while I'm talking to you guys, because I didn't bring a sandwich baggie. All right, so Manatee Gray, I'm going to do white over it. I'm going to tilt. All right, so here we go. Let's see. You guys can see? All right, don't mind my mess behind me. Let's see, coming to San Diego the 22nd, but yeah, Linda, darn it. San Diego is about 6 hours away from me down the coast. Darn, I would have loved to have seen you. Okay, wash. So I'm gonna wash with Fluff. Okay, there's like 5 million shades of white, you guys. All of them have different undertones. This one tends to have more of a cool gray undertone. I know I'm crying inside, Linda. I just don't want to cry in front of everybody. So this one has kind of a grayish undertone. Not that it looks gray, okay? It's not gray, it's white, but it has that undertone. If you put it right up next to a dark color, it's still going to look bright white. But it has a lot better coverage than, say, something like cotton that doesn't have any of those pigments in it. So I just have this container right here. You guys, this is the best. It's gelato. Okay, it's called Talenti. We really like it here. So, and I keep these for mixing paint in. So if you guys like gelato, look for Talenti. It's really good. All right, so I'm just gonna pour a little bit of paint. Excuse me. Clean up this edge. If I don't, then I'm not going to be able to open it next time. And I use Fluff a lot. It's my go-to white. Okay, let me get the lid back on that. So I don't want to make too much because my boards aren't that big. Pam, oh, you guys have it? Oh, I love it. I love the peanut butter chocolate one. I'm a peanut butter nut. Okay, so I got my lid on. Now, here's what else you need. Some kind of stir stick. I get these little craft sticks. I think they come in like a pack of 100 at, I think I got those at Michael's probably, and some water. Our water's really hard here and has a lot of additives in it, so I don't even drink it, let alone put it in my paint. So I'm just going to put some in. I might have to put more paint. I don't know. So you're going to add water, and you're going to stir. And you're going to stir it really well. I put too much water in, probably. I make it to where it's like the consistency of like coffee creamer or cream, like heavy whipping cream, maybe, you know, before you whip it. So yeah, this one is just a little too thin. I'm going to add a little bit more paint to it. I don't want to make too much because I don't do a whole lot of whitewashing. Now listen, you guys, I'm using white here. You guys can use any colors. And it's really cool. So, the owner of the store where my building is, she was working on these tables that came in, and they were that orangey, bleh. And I said, those would look really cute, you know, kind of farmhousey, not farmhousey all the way, but, so she painted the bottoms in fluff, and then she did the top in espresso, I think, gel stain. She's like, well, I would like to add some blue because I did the drawers in blue, and I would like to add it to the top. So I said, girl, do a wash. So she washed the top with Peacock, I think, and whew, it looked so good. I was amazed at what a good job she did. All right. Oh, yeah, we're looking way better now. And I hope it's not quite dry over there. So we're going to do the first one. Now, typically, I would do these with baby wipes. I went to the store earlier to get those and some other things. Went in and got all the other things. Went in and got things I didn't need and walked out without it. Yes, Amy's asking, if you don't use it all, can you keep it in that container to use later? Absolutely. Yeah, you can. If you mark what color it is, you can actually save it, or if you accidentally leave the lid off your paint for too long, save it, and then instead of adding water to your paint, you can add this. I'm a big fan of reusing things. So how thick is that? I'm going to add just a little bit more. I'm making such a mess. That's all right. Oh yeah, way better. So you're going to make it about the consistency of like heavy whipping cream. Back to the baby wipes. So I went to the store and I got all the things I needed and a bunch of stuff I didn't need. Got home and no package of baby wipes. I left the top, or the little snap thing, and off, and so they all dried out. So in a pinch, I mean, those are the best. Those are what I use for everything, except I also use, I know you guys know what I'm going to say, Blue Shop towels. These are going to be great. Okay, I use these to wipe back very often for things, especially on things I can't use baby wipes for, so like oil-based gel stains. So I'm going to get this ready. I'm looking over at my board over there. It's almost dry. Okay, so we're going to do the one that's unsealed first. So I'm going to show you that it really, really grabs on. And then, that one's almost dry, I can show you with a top coat. So basically the top coat seals it up so that your paint can't grab onto, it grabs onto top coat instead of whatever you're using, glaze or a wash. So I'm going to use my handy dandy, I love using a new brush, Palm Pro. These are really great brushes, you guys. So they're zebra. And yeah, so I don't know if you guys can see it, maybe through here. But see, it's pretty pretty thin, but it's not super thin. It's not like water thin. It's more like the consistency of cream. I'm going to move this over here. All right, so you guys can see it. Awesome sauce. I have my wiping rag ready. I'm going to turn it this way because that's the way the grains go. No, you don't have to do it the way the grains go, but I'm going to. And I don't know if you knew this, but you can actually use paint to stain too, if you're a sign maker. Dries faster than an oil-based stain. All right, so basically I just kind of get it on there, okay? If it's really, really hot where you are and dry, work quickly. Don't do the whole thing at one time, okay? If it's humid or cold and rainy, you're probably fine. See, it's already drying. Water-based products dry fast. We've added a bunch more water to it. Then I just take my rag and I wipe it back. Now, I want you to see here, and I'm doing this for a reason because of how important it is, at least in my opinion, to top coat first. Okay, so I'm wiping back. And there's a lot on there, guys, see? You can kind of scrub where you don't want it. Still kind of wet a little bit. Okay, so it really, really changed the color, see? This is it without, and this is it with. Now this is no top coat. Okay, so it's really, really grabbed onto this. All right, so let me test this over here and see if it's dry yet. Pretty dry. It's only one coat, so we're gonna experiment together here. Usually that's all I do, is one coat. But it's still a little bit damp. All right, so here we go. Let me get my new. Now it might help you, like I said, if it's hot and dry where you are, you can always, if you have baby wipes, use those. But if not, you can do a rag and a little spritzer and spritz it. So we're going to get our wash, make sure it's nice and mixed up. Can you guys, yeah. Because it's going to settle, okay? It's going to settle. Guys, I have the worst allergies. I'm going to tell you this every week. All right, so now we're going to get this on. And hopefully it just doesn't reactivate my top coat. It wasn't all the way dry yet. That's all right. So we have it on. And we're going to take our rag or our baby wipe. Yeah, it's already drying. This is way better though. And we're going to wipe it back. So I don't know if you saw the graphic that I made for today. That little table that said hitching post on it. I don't know if anybody has seen the movie Sideways. This isn't the hitching post that was in it, but they're the same restaurant. They're just two different locations, and it was the other location owned by two brothers. So now you can see it's not near as streaky. It's not near, it didn't grab near as much. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that difference, but it's a big difference. There, is that better? Yeah. So if I wanted this to be more, then I would just do it again. So let's see. There's some areas here that I would like to have a little bit more, maybe down here, up here. And then you can just and don't be afraid to like scrub if there's some place that you don't want it. When I used to make a ton of signs, I used to use this all the time, whitewashing on the signs. See, and so I scrubbed extra in here so that, like when I used to do signs, I would put my wording in there and your whitewashing would be around here. So you can do this with any color. And that's what we're going to do next. Let me see if I have a stained piece of wood. Okay, so this one right here, I didn't get another Talenti container because this one is so used, like it's almost gone anyway. So I'm just going to use it. Put a little bit more water in it. We're going to stir, stir, stir. Consistency of cream. So you can even do a wash on wood. And lately there's been a really cool trend that I've noticed. A lot of people are doing wood with a black wash on it. And that's been really popular and it's really stunning. And this is basically how I would do it. I don't know if those particular people did it this specific way. But again, there's more than one way to do something. Alright, so yeah, it's pretty good. I guess I'm going to use my top coat brush because I didn't think this through, which is fine. Oh, I need my towel. Yeah, these shop towels are great. If you can get them in bulk somewhere, because they are pretty expensive. If you can get them in bulk somewhere, worth. It's so worth. Alright, here we go. How are we doing on time? We're doing good. Now this would look a lot better if it was a dark stain under here, but we work with what we've got. Alrighty. Now this one, I think I want to try to pull off as much as I can because I just want kind of a little ghost of color. So let's see. Probably too much, but that's alright. Oh no, that's pretty. This would look really, really pretty for like a coastal colors. So I'm going to add a little bit more around these edges. We're going to take our towel. And there we go. So that would look beautiful, beautiful with a super dark or even like a white stained wood. See? So really guys, there's really nothing that you can't do with paint. You can stain with it, you can wash it like we did here. You can paint, you can do all kinds of things, and this is just another one of those things. You never, ever, ever have to wash. It's all personal preference. But if I'm doing something and I want just a hint of color, or I want to lighten it up all over, then I will do a wash. So I don't know if anybody has any questions. I'm going to seal these up. I did want to tell you guys, today in about a half an hour. My very good friend Danelle is having a live studio tour. And the cool thing is that you can claim dibs. A little bit about Danelle is that Danelle can take things that are literal junk. Yes, Amy. Yes. Then when you're all done and everything's dry and it's the way you want it to look, then you just finish like normal, just regular top coat. So about Danelle. Danelle is that person who can take absolute junk and make beautiful decor out of it. Like broken doorknobs, old doorknobs. She makes beautiful decor. And it's stuff that you can do too. So head on over there. Her page name is called Painted. You can type in the search Painted by Danelle. And in half an hour, she's going to be going live. So I'm going to be there. I'm going to watch because I like to steal decorating ideas from her. So that if I ever get all my inventory out of my house and decide I'm going to decorate, that's where I'm going to get my inspiration. All right, so Pam asks, can you do a wash over gator hide? Yes, you absolutely can. Especially if it was, let's say you did a piece 3 months ago and you put like 3 coats of gator hide on it and you're thinking, I just really kind of want to tone that down, with a little bit of a whitewash. Or, you could even use one of the metallics. You could use, the Gold Digger or whatever in the moonshine. In that case, if it's been cured for a long time and you have multiple coats on it, I would probably just do a really soft sanding, or maybe even with like a newish paper bag, not one that's used up a lot because that'll be really soft, but just like a really soft light sand over it. You're not trying to get the gator hide off, you're just trying to put those little microscopic scratches in there so that your paint will have something to stick onto. You want it to grab a little bit. You just don't want it to grab like the first one I showed you, or like the first time I glazed. So that's too much. But you can absolutely do it over gator hide, for sure. Okay, so does anybody have any more questions? All right, so you guys have a very, very fabulous, safe and sane 4th of July. If anybody has any requests for Friday Fundamentals on any week, hit me up. You can also put them down in the comments as well as your questions. And I hope you guys have a really, really great weekend. All right, so we'll see you. Go watch Danelle at 5 o'clock Central Time. That's 3 o'clock Pacific and 6 o'clock Eastern. All right, you guys have a great one. Thanks, Amy. You have a great weekend too. Bye.